Hi everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to quickly run through the December club kits. So I'm going to start with the large die. This happens to be my favourite because I think she's really cute. So you get obviously all of the dies to create these lovely little characters. So you can use obviously this outside die, and then I just scored across the back and make it a freestanding. And all I did was got a scrunchie and over the top, and I just thought it was a fun way of giving a little present of that description. And obviously you've got the stamps and the coordinating dies to go with it. So that's all the different stamps. So, and then you can make the girl 3 different ways basically. So you've got the eye patches on this one. That's her just standard with the dressing gowns. And then you've got the cucumber, and then you can make a little towel. So there's 3 different ways of doing it. And then I just added a hair clip on the top. Just, you know, a fun way of giving a little gift, or you can have it as a freestanding card. That's those 3. So that's the dies. So obviously that's to make the robe for those 3. That's obviously for the towel. This is for a headband, and then you've got the cucumber and a couple of little florals, and those are the eye patches, and that's a hair. So I'm just going to run through a few more that I've made, and I thought this was quite a nice way of asking somebody a question. So I made a little belly band, and then I just used this scallop and stitched oval. This in the background is the glimmer plate for the month. That's quite pretty, and there's a couple of sentiments with that as well. And then just slide this off, and it says, will you join my bride squad? And I thought it's just a fun way, or a different way, of asking someone if they wanted to be your bridesmaid. These here, these parts of those dies there, are part of the caboodle. So these are the dies that you get in the caboodle. So they make the eye mask and the slippers. If anyone wants a tutorial on this card, just let me know and I can always put one on. So it bounces, and then you just shut it up and then slip your belly band back over. So that's that one. Okay, so that's a card. So yeah, so I've got to make her into this little girl. So I've used the bath towel, just cut 2 little strips and a little bow. The glasses are from this Cats and Pugs accessories, so I've just used those. And then for her hair, I've used the Cosmo and made those. So I thought she was quite pretty. That's one of the embossing folders in the background, and that's one of the glimmer sentiments, glad we're friends. So I thought she just looked quite pretty like that. And then the last one I did was I made her into having a bath. So these are from the flamingo set from a while ago. I've used these ovals to create the bath, just some bubbles. The cup is from the stitching dies, which I'm going to show you in a second, and the book is from the Craftoween, that one. So that's from day 7, and obviously the sentiment. So I thought that was turned out quite a nice little card. So that's the large die. Then we'll go through the small die of the month. So in this one, which is quite unusual, you've got 2 different sets. So you've got an otter set and you've got the owl. Ignore that bit at the bottom because that's your caboodle that we've seen. So for the owl, I've made these 2 owl cards. So in the background, obviously, you've got the glimmer on that one. And then we've got one of the embossing folders. So you've got those. So that's quite cute. And then for the otters, if you can see, it says no otter like you on his chest. And then I made this one as well with it. So that's quite cute. I'll put a link to this die set, what I used in the background for that one. So that's the small die of the month. Then you have the stitching dies. So you've got the 2 cups, you've got 2 sentiments, let's chat soon, or a perfect blend. You've also got this love you sentiment, is which I've used there on the owls. So mix and match. Obviously I didn't use, when I used the cup on this one, I didn't put the stitching in, so you've got options to put that in or not. And then on this one I did put the stitching in. So again, one of the embossing folders in the background. Like I said, you've got the 2 sentiments, what are with this month's glimmer, which says glad we're friends and felt like saying hello. So that's those. And then obviously you've got your 2 embossing folders. So you've got the 3D embossing folder, which has got these hearts and locks on. You see that? And then the standard embossing folder has got these hearts and flowers on there. Quite cute. And then obviously you've got all of these stamps, sentiments. Just because you're you, unwind and refresh on me, you're easy to care about, wrapped in care and tied with love, still crushing on you, you make life better, for my forever friend, thinking about you today, you're stuck with me, have a self-love day on me, let's do nothing together, and because real friends still send cards. So they're really nice sentiments. And then you've got the coordinating dies. There is a better press and there is a stencil. I haven't got those ones, but I'm sure you'll be able to see those on somebody else's video. So thanks for watching. It was just you know, a nice fun way of doing something a little bit different with these cards. And like I said, if there's any that you want a full tutorial on, just give us a shout or put something in the comments, and I'll try and get it done for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.